So good morning. Look, I'll be a bit quiet. It's about 5:30 in the morning still, so it's a bit early, so I won't talk too loudly. But just overnighted here in Katherine. This was home overnight, a little sort of cabin, and I chose this because of this feature right here. So in these cabins there's outdoor amenities, and in that there is an outdoor power point. It's just a 10 amp, but what I did is run an extension cord out to the car, and I brought the Tesla UMC with us and plugged in. So in the spirit of ABC, always be charging, I was able to keep charging the car, albeit at a much lower rate, but keep charging the car all night. That took us from about 38 to 55% overnight. What that means in real terms, though, it saved me about an hour this morning, so well worth doing. So yeah, don't underestimate the value of a 10 amp or 15 amp when you're travelling, even as a means to charge overnight, than for your more high power charges during the day. Okay, so I'm just about to head back down to the showgrounds. I hope that I can get in there, and then what we'll do is top up to 100% using our Juice Booster 2 on the 32 amp 3-phase there. And then today we're going to Timber Creek first. They've got a vehicle charging point there, and then on to Kununurra. More on the details of that a little bit later on in the video. So let's head down and get our morning charge and then get on the road. Morning, so we're here at the Katherine Showgrounds, and we've just had our first charging drama for the trip. Spoke to the Katherine Town Council on the phone yesterday, and they told me that the showgrounds would be unlocked and that I'd be able to get in here this morning. They told me how I'd be able to get in, but I wasn't able to. That didn't work, so it's like 5:45 in the morning when I got here, and I couldn't get in. I had a look around, all the gates are locked, they're all padlocked. So what I did was, I've got I think it's about a 20 metre 3-phase extension lead. I'll show you how I've dealt with this. So if we go for a wander, I found this gate unlocked here, and if we come along here, there's one of these charging points here. They're similar, they're all the way along here. I tried this plug here first and it wasn't working at all. I tried this one around here and it's active. So what I've done, I've got I think it's about 20 or 25 metre long 32 amp 3-phase extension lead. So thanks for that tip, Richard McNeil, if you're watching this video, because you saved the day. So I've just run that all the way out through this little pedestrian gate down here, and then plugged it into the juice booster and then into the car. So we're charging, we're off and running, so that's just saved the day, and we'll sit here now for a few hours and charge up. And if anyone comes and opens the gate, I might disconnect this and move in, move inside. But otherwise, I'll just sit outside the gate here and charge, and then when we're done, disconnect it all. So yeah, that's pays to be prepared. I think sometimes when I look at some of the kit I've got, I kind of think that I've overdone it a bit. You know, I've got quite a bit of redundancy and things like that. At times like this, you realise the benefit of needing what you've got, not what you haven't got. So this big extension cord has saved the day, and we're back in business and charging again. Okay, so still here at Katherine Showgrounds. Actually ended up getting access into the showgrounds. Some people came along for some junior Aussie rules game, and I managed to get in a back gate that they'd opened up for that, so that was good. Come in, done a fair bit of charging here now. I'm at about 90% charged. So I'm going to push on to Timber Creek probably in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. Our range is showing that we'll get there with about 29-30% spare, so that's plenty in the tank. There's a good charging point there, so we'll stop and charge there and have a little bit of lunch and then push on for Kununurra. So Timber Creek's sort of west of Katherine. I'll put some maps or something up on the screen here, and it's about, just having a quick look here now, so 284 kilometres from Katherine. We're heading out west now towards the Western Australian border. So like I said, yeah, get underway pretty soon. Just pack up the charger and everything shortly and get underway. And on our way to Timber Creek, off we go. Okay, so made reasonable time to Timber Creek. Came here and just paid. They just have a, I think it's a flat $30 fee to charge. It's like getting a powered camping site, and considering the amount of power I can pull through in a couple of hours, I think that's more than reasonable. And it's an excellent shaded structure. It's a great spot, and really a little oasis here at Timber Creek. Sprinklers on and nice shady areas, so just going to be here for probably an hour and a half, I think, something like that, and then push on to Kununurra, a little bit behind. That sort of cascading effect of being a bit late in Katherine, but these things happen. I've spoken to the caretaker at the showgrounds at Kununurra, and he's going to open up bright and early for me tomorrow. So I think I'll just go to, leave here when I go and stay at the caravan park I'm staying at, see if I can do what I did last night and just find some 10 amp to put into the car for that time, and then get up bright and early, go to the showgrounds at Kununurra and push on from there. Pretty big day tomorrow, and still got 200 and something kilometres to go after here. So but Timber Creek, it's my very first time here, and I'm just I love being pleasantly surprised in these little places. 280 kilometres west of Katherine is this little oasis. It's really beautiful. I'll wander around and shoot a little bit of a video to put in here now. Also, there's a bar and a restaurant, so I haven't had any brekkie or lunch yet, so I'll go and have something to eat, wait for the car to charge, and then we'll push on again. So all going well so far, and here's a little bit of a look around Timber Creek. so arrived in Kununurra. Really, it's the first time I've driven into Kununurra from Timber Creek, and it's a pretty visually spectacular drive in. Really enjoyed it. Lots of rocky escarpments, and as the sun was going down, just the colours in on the escarpment as you came in. Yeah, really interesting. And Kununurra looks like a really top little place actually. Again, haven't been here before, but it's both bigger than I thought and probably more things to do here. So really already gathered up a bit of info, and I think we'll do a little bit of a family trip back here. I can see you could easily spend a week as a little holiday destination. Looks like a good spot. Pretty early. It'll be an early start tomorrow morning. Quite a long day. I'll go through more of the detail of that in the morning. Doing the same thing here as I did. Just trying to remember. It's all a bit of a blur the night where I've been staying. So I'm running the 10 amp. Sorry, Katherine, last night. Running the 10 amp out to the car overnight. So hopefully. That gets us up to sort of 40 odd percent. We arrived with about, I think, 22-23%, which was pretty close to the prediction. Probably used a little bit more electricity a couple of times, sort of where I had a couple of breaks. I drove a little bit more quickly within the speed limit, of course, but we've got 130 kilometre speed limits in the Northern Territory, so yeah, drove a bit quicker a couple of times. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a cold, don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, so we'll do that trickle charge overnight. I've spoken to the showgrounds. They're going to open up early for me, which is fantastic of them. I'll plug in there and charge. We'll get up to, we'll need to be 100% by morning, and then get on the road. Like I said, a bit of a big day. Yeah, so all going pretty well so far. Cars going well. A couple of big potholes on the way in here. There was a probably on the NT side of the border actually. There was a couple of bit of flood damage and things like that. So there was one point there where there was a couple of potholes, and no matter what you did, you had to hit some of them. So I sort of got the edge there, but no, checked the tyres and everything seems to be okay. So yeah, we'll continue on. Again tomorrow, early start. We'll see you charging at the showground.